Hi guys, it's Mrs. Null. I'm here to do a little wordplay lesson with you today. I know some of you love to play with words just like I do, so I wanted to go ahead and take advantage of some opportunities to get in front of you and to give you some more of my favorite words so you too can start playing with words while we are working from home. So I wanted to go ahead and start today, just going to jump right into things, by focusing on a single base. And the bases I'm going to show you are going to be really common ones. So you should be able to see these all over the place. You'll notice them in your reading. You'll notice them in your work when you're spelling. They're everywhere. So one of those bases I wanted to start with, I've got it up here on my blending board. So today I'm going to start with port, which you may be able to guess from my picture means to carry. So I don't actually say I port the basket across the room. Port is a base. It is connected to other elements to make words that we use in English. And I'm just now realizing I left off a very important prefix that I think I could add before we even get started. And this is a really common word. I could talk about what it means to transport. And we hear about transportation, or you can transport something. Trans means across. So if I transport my goods to market, I move them across a great distance to get them to the market, right? Okay, transport. See, that's how we're going to be building words. I wanted to go ahead today and build off of port, see what we could generate, and then I'll have a flip grid that I'm going to share a link to for you. And I want you guys, as you find words that have port in them, I just want you to put a flip grid video out so we can all see the words that the other people are finding. Anyway, let's just get started. I'm going to play on my blending board, and then as you come up with other words, I want to hear about them. Post them on the Flipgrid. Email me if you have a Walker email address. Have your parents email me if you don't have a Walker email address, and I will dig into what you send me in our future lessons together. Back to it. Port. Let's go ahead and let's start making some words with port. First prefix I want to use is the prefix re. You'll notice my prefixes, well, maybe it's hard to see. These are in green. Green means go. Prefixes are great. They always add meaning to a word, and I never have to worry about changing anything with the spelling of my base when I add a prefix. Sometimes my prefix can change a little bit. We're going to see that coming up. Those are called chameleon prefixes, but usually you can just add it, plug and play, just go with it. So re means again, like if I replay a video, I'm going to play it again. So report, to re-carry. It's not super obvious, is it? We think about a report like I did a book report, or I wrote a report on the Great Wall of China. But let's think about it in terms of the verb. If I report information to you, I am carrying information I have learned to you. I'm taking it, I'm carrying it again, I'm carrying it to you. So a written report, that noun form, it's a little bit harder to see how it's being carried again, but think about it as the verb, the action to report something. And we can add suffixes. Now, prefixes are so easy. They're green. You just add them and you just go. My suffixes are highlighted in yellow. Yellow is a caution color. Sometimes I've got to make a change to my base word when I add a suffix. And you guys have learned the drop E, the Y change, and the doubling rule for when we add suffixes. None of those are going to apply today with our base port, but that's why all my suffixes are in yellow. Suffixes do a couple of things. They can add some meaning. They can also change my part of speech, or they can change tense of a verb. Able is a suffix that can add some meaning. Able to be done. So if something is reportable, it's able to be reported. How about, whoops. Oh, those go for just plain port. That's what I'm doing wrong. How about report? One who is one who reports things is a reporter. Reported. Reporting. Adding the suffix ing makes it into a progressive tense verb, which means it's happening over time. Ed means it happened in the past. It makes it a past tense. And er, as I said, it means one who. All right, let's drop those. Let me change my prefix so we can change our whole word. Let's do this one next. This will be the easiest one. We've talked about this one before. X means out. Like if I exhale, I push the air out. If I export. I'm carrying something out. If I export things from the United States, I am literally sending them out of our country to be sold somewhere else. Okay, so I'm sending it out, quite literally, to carry it out. Again, can I use most of my same suffixes? Yeah, we're not going to go through every single one of those with every single word form, but I'm going to have a matrix attached to this as well, and you can take a look at all of those. Okay, let's do the opposite of to export. I export, I send it out, just like when I exhale, I breathe out. Oh, wait, something doesn't seem quite right. The opposite of exhale is inhale. Bring it in. The opposite of export is not import, it's import. This N changes to an M. This is one of those chameleon prefixes. I know I said, hey, you don't have to worry about spelling changes just every now and then. This is one. This is not something that can be memorized. You just have to kind of learn and go with the flow. This has everything to do with lazy mouths. I've talked to you guys about lazy mouths before. We're always going to find the easiest way to say a word. Just like we'll say, I want to go to the store. I couldn't have told you any better. We get lazy with our mouths. And it's the same thing with chameleon prefixes. To import, I've got to pull all the way back in my mouth and then go all the way forward in my mouth. It's a lot of work. Where if I import, I'm already at the front of my mouth with that M, so I glide right into my P. You don't have to know the why. Some of you might be curious, but that is why IN and IM are chameleons of each other. So in this word, it's actually changed. If I export goods, I'm sending them out of the country. If I import them, I'm bringing them into the country. We have lots of goods in the United States that we have to import because they're not things that we can make here, or we don't make enough for the people who live here. Once again, I've got all my same suffixes, yada, yada, yada. We're not going to spend too much time on that. This is the one where I really want to spend a lot of time. Okay, sub. We know sub, especially from submarine. We know sub means under or below. Subport. If I have a subport, that would mean to carry below or to carry under. Well, let's think of it this way. If I needed supports under a bridge, where would those be located? Yeah, beneath it. If I need support for an opinion I'm trying to express in a piece of writing, I don't literally have anything underneath my piece of paper holding it up, but I've got facts and reasons underneath my opinion, don't I? Maybe not literally below, but they're definitely below it and propping it up. Something else that's very important. Once again, we have a chameleon. When sub comes up against port, let's feel it in our mouth. Sub, it's in the front on my lips. Port, I'm drawing my lips back. No one wants to say subport because look at that extra breath I had to take. Subport. What? No, none of that. We just go ahead and we let our lazy mouths take over. That sub becomes sup when it's before a P. Support. That's why there's two P's in the word support. Can't hear them, but it's there because we've got two separate morphemes shoved together. Okay? All right. In closing, I want to just show you guys this word matrix, what I'm talking about. This will be attached to my presentation, and you can go ahead and see how many word sums you make. See how many different words you can make using the different prefixes, the different suffixes that I've given you. Ah, I forgot. Again, a few things I really wanted to show you. I thought these were cool words. We know port means to carry. We know shun makes verbs into nouns. But did you know that when I tell you to take a portion of food, it is literally an amount to be carried? Look at that. Who knew portion was related to the word transportation? But it is. Portion, the amount you carry to consume at one time. How about this word? You big readers will probably know this word. You've probably seen it in a book somewhere. We don't say it very often. Portly. If someone is very portly, they're carrying a lot of weight. Quite literally, there's a lot of them to carry if they're portly. A synonym for the word portly would be heavy or chubby if someone is portly. Anyway, You know how I get when I start talking about words. I go in this direction and that direction and all over the place. I love talking about words. I know some of you love talking about words. So I hope you enjoyed this today, and I hope you've got some thoughts on words that you can share with me on my Flipgrid. Bye, guys. I miss you, and I'll see you soon.